The two biggest lies feminism told women were career beats a man. The other big lie was your sexual nature is like a man's. You can have sex with no commitment, no emotional attachment, and enjoy it just like men can.
A lot of women like to argue that why do you want a virgin at the end when you slept with so many women before, And they like to argue like something very reasonable. It's not reasonable at all. You have a value upfront that you are obligated to preserve, but you are giving it away. It's in the man's nature to exploit and use that. A man's nature is to get with as many women as he can. As you can see by his biology, he can impregnate women every 10 minutes if he could for the rest of his life. Whereas a woman can get pregnant by only one man for 9 months. That's why it is for a woman to be selective of the quality of men that she gets with, because she needs to reproduce with the best genes, and the man's nature is to spread his seed as wide as possible. That's why he knock off anything that comes his way. But now with the deregularized sexual marketplace, telling women that they can have fun as much as men can, but then men are celebrating because it has become a party, because they can get something that they used to commit on, now they can get it for free. They can get a woman to carry a baby without having any commitments, not paying lobola, not doing nothing. A woman can gladly carry that. So all this at the end is hurting that woman.
I don't think that human beings are designed to go through like tons of breakups and that kind of like relationship drama. It's actually very unnatural. So I don't think it's kind of surprising or shocking. I mean, never before in my life have I heard so many people using terms like trauma and like PTSD and damage and baggage and all and this. And I think like we're not really designed to go through all that, like, have all these relationships and heavy breakup. Like that's not how human beings have operated at any time in history.
Well said.
Right. So when experience like a hard breakup, I mean, I think your body almost processes it kind of like a death, right? Oh, like it's very, very hard on people. It's like, whoa. And then as a result, as you were saying, I think naturally if that happens to someone like over and over and over again, and society is telling people like, yeah, just go out there, just like do whatever. And that people are trying to like untangle sex from emotions, from relationships, from childbearing and whatever, and trying to atomize everything and silo it all off in all these different ways. And it's not how human beings are wired, to be real. It's not how human beings are wired. It's absolutely not how women are wired, right?
And feminism is not telling them that this is just some bullshit. People are so blind to see that. They're falling right into the trap of just instant gratification, having fun in the short run, then suffer in the long run. What short-sightedness is that? Now let's talk about the risk that she might actually get pregnant in the act. That means she's going to carry a baby for 9 months, having to pause her life, having to give birth to a baby, having her body deformed forever, having to nurse that baby for a certain period of time. So now you see the difference between her and the guy. And now we have this movement that are telling them that they can just do it as much as a guy does that. That's an absolute lie, and we need to call it with the contempt that it deserves. And we need to watch out for these feminists and their bullshit. So in the event that she actually gets pregnant and she missed it, she didn't realize that until it's too late, and now they have to do an operation of abortion on her. Let's talk about the risk that she might actually die or even lose the womb for good and never have kids again. Every time there's a sexual encounter, a woman is reported to produce more oxytocin, whereas a man also produces it but relatively low quantities. That's why there is more attachment from a woman's side with sex, because it's an emotional thing for her, and reason why she doesn't forget the first person that breaks her virginity, because that's probably when it was produced in very high quantities. And for those of you who doesn't know what oxytocin is, it's more of a bonding type of hormone that is produced every time people are having a sexual encounter. Now let's talk about the bits and pieces of different men that are stuck with her forever. The trauma that she takes with every breakup that is going to stay with her forever. And the guy she's finally going to be with, having to deal with all that kind of stuff. She's gonna be hallucinating all the way. You know what I'm saying? Because of the experiences that she's had before. It's not a good thing finally. And with the statistics showing that 80% of divorces are initiated by women, it's not a good look. The rates and the levels of happiness and satisfaction have gone down significantly with the number of men that a woman sleeps with. She's going to be less satisfied eventually when she finally settled down. So nowadays women are talking about how big a man's manhood matters to them like it's a thing. But it's just a reflection of how used up they are. They're just leftover women because they've been around so many men that they're no longer getting satisfied with the men. So what they eventually start doing is running around the streets looking for the next big thing. Now let's talk about the husband, the man that she's finally going to be with. The levels of satisfaction have significantly gone down with the number of men that she has slept with. Statistics are showing that upwards of 5 men a woman has slept with. Marriage satisfaction goes down to like 20%, and the rates of divorce starts to pick up in that rate. The levels of happiness and satisfaction in a marriage also goes down with the number of men she sleeps with. So all this is actually shooting back to the woman's side.